Carlos, keep it up. Good evening, everybody. It's a very nice Thursday evening as you have to take your tacos out of the furnace, I would say, because we're racing in Mexico today, and I'm looking forward to it because it's one of my favorite tracks. It's Tier 2 today with very promising standings and a good result last week from the Haas boys. So I hope to see some kind of closer standings after the race today. Today with me commentating is Fede. Fede, what do you think of this race? What will we see?
Yeah, I don't know about that. I think, as he was playing last week, Mexico is another such of track that is really specific, as he was playing. But I don't know, and meanwhile, Samin just left the session, and I think it's going to be a very interesting race. To be honest, it's not a track that everyone likes, but my personal opinion, I think on the game is pretty good. Also a lot of high speed corners, but also you actually have the chance to overtake. And in the first sector, of course, on the two straights where you have DRS, but also maybe side by side into sector two in a few corners. But yeah, I look forward to seeing what's gonna happen this race.
Yes, so do I, but I don't know what's happening. I'm currently looking at my settings because for some reason I don't have game sound and I don't like it.
That's not a great start.
No, 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 I don't have. Huh? Huh?
But yeah, also, as you said last week, we got Matt and Smelto, who looked
Oh,
very competitive
there
last
it
week
is.
on Bahrain, just doing 1-2 with Matt for the first time winning on SLR. So yeah, looking forward to
Yeah,
seeing
great
what.
job by him. I remember with Matt, the first session he joined in a practice session, I was there, and like, he was really fast, but he really has some pace, but to find it consistent, as is bugging here a bit, lagging a bit even. He's also the first one to set a hot lap, so let's see what he can do. If it lags a bit less, but we'll just look in third person, because maybe that works better. No, it really doesn't look much better, but it will work. Samin joined again, and I'm looking forward to see what Matt can show off today. But for Tonari, it comes the same. It's I wouldn't have thought before the season, okay, he will be a real contender to win the championship, because I didn't predict him to, but he is really showing promising good things for the time being.
So AR, another really consistent and fast driver. And also with Samin, that I think he's the one who is struggling the most between these four, three drivers. I think maybe he needs to find a little bit of maybe more consistency at pace. But yeah, let's see Matt now on the second sector, where you got basically almost flat out corners. So this one where you are with the old hearts, you pretty easily spin or lack of grip. So yeah, we got sector 256.8. And now here another little bit heartbreaking point. You go to the left and then right. So here just doing some sort of shifting to get more traction at the exit of the corner. And now we go for the first time, Matt, with a 16.1. But I think
I
people will beat it.
don't know. For some reason, is it still showing? Wait, I'm stupid.
Oh, by the way,
No
still
one saw it.
showing
I'm
standings.
sorry. I have switched this scene. I have put this scene as Matt's put fastest time. Smelto in second, just behind him. Wesley 16.7, 4 times behind Smelto, and then you got some of the slower boys maybe. Uh, okay, so the scenes doesn't work like they should. My keybinds have gone.
Yes, Mental with a
Literally
16.3.
gone. So we
Oh,
got
and
it on
Meepo.
stream now. I'm sorry about that. Meepo improved. Why is Meepo racing in tier 2 again?
He's our third driver. Blame Joel for that. But let's see also
Joel.
Joel now. Just starting his first lap, I think. I think so, yeah.
So we're mad at Joel, so we will have a look with him right now. No, just kidding. We're not mad at him, but
But in his first sector, 28.7. I think a good sector on this track is at 27 high, 28 low. He's just on fourth gear, so I'm sure shifting, and maybe he's gonna get a little bit of slipstream by the Aston of AR, I think is that. Oh, here, yeah, he does. But
ooh, and
within the
Joel
track limits.
invalidated,
Oh, and
and
this
he
fan.
spins round. Ooh, this is the start he wants. It's only 12 minutes left to set 1 lap, but I think you would want to set 2 laps, to be honest. Who are some drivers? AR Gamer is on a hot lap. He's not setting a fastest time so far, but let's see what his time will be. Does it look to yeah? Well, I'm lying, completely lying. He's setting a really fast time so far, 15.7, 2 times faster than Meepo there. Let's see, is Samir on a hot lap as well? He definitely is. Yes?
Yes,
I
he
think.
Is.
Okay.
And so you can see here almost flat out, which is completely unrealistic because in real life actually drivers brake on the fast chicane.
Oh, he invalidated there on the left. That's a bit too wide. That's a shame, honestly. Feel sorry for him.
Yeah, let's see if he's gonna complete this
Ooh,
lap.
Babulas invalidates as well there.
Oh, he's gonna complete this lap, so I'm actually interested to see what the lap would have been. Yeah, 16.7.
Futuristic also on a hot... No? Yeah? No? No. Not on a hot lap. My bad.
So yeah, we got currently a gamer on provisional pole with me following him.
Samim didn't go in as well. I think Samim is trying for another hot lap.
No, I think he just finished the lap just to warm up a little bit and then going to pit. I think actually from now you got other 2 runs to do maximum.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I'm confused by all these invalidations, to be honest. I don't know who is on a lap anymore. Yeah, it surely seems like Haskos is on a hot lap.
Yes,
he goes wide there, but doesn't get invalidated.
I think it's also lagging a little bit.
Yeah, it is. But I want to say I don't know why, but he is Greek, right? Or isn't he? I'm not sure.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, but he sets the 9th time so far, 17.199. Not what he would hope for, but honestly, maybe not surprising for Mexico, because that's what Mexico is. You have a lot of places where you can easily invalidate, but so far, Joel, Kyriakidis, Samim, Babulas and Tunari haven't set a lap yet, although I think Tunari hasn't been out yet, if I'm correct.
Yeah, and also, yeah, track limits are a very big problem. On this track, I think they're gonna play a very big role, a big part during the race.
Definitely, invalidations will play a big part, because yeah, it's just a track that's made for it. Invalidations.
It's made for track limits. Yeah?
It's just made for invalidation. You know, I like the track because it has some really technical points, but it's also like there are tricky places where you can overtake, but like you have to really put it in at some points where there are a lot of risks, but it's really doable at the same time, which makes it really challenging, and I like it. And there are yellow flags because people are driving slow on the main straight, but let's see what Kyriakidis says for a time. It's a 16.8.
A very big slipstream by an Alpha Tower because he went on his second run. He unlocked the curve on the right. You don't really want to do that because you're actually losing time, but that was very smooth driving by Smelter. And here they got plenty of fast corner. You can see here almost flat out through this fast chicane on 7th gear. Let's see how much Smelter is going to improve. Almost 2/10 down from his previous time on sector 2. Oh, and invited.
That's really unfortunate. In the meantime, Joel is also on a hot lap. He hasn't set a time yet, but let's see what he can do. In the meantime, a lot of drivers are setting laps currently. let's have a look at the scoreboard in the meantime, or the board where the times are set, because some people can jump up. And Joel goes 6 with a 116.6. As it is his banker lap, he's still time for another lap, because I often forget how short this track is if you account it to the time that's driven. Who is on a hot lap as well, as Smelter and Matt are back into the pit again. They were just out. Maybe they invalidated. Runkrus
One
also
versus
third, we
Samir.
forgot about it.
Yeah, Samir now on his second run. The previous one is just invalid, so let's see. He had a lot of steering, which we don't really want to do because it causes basically understeer. But let's see his first sector. It doesn't look that good. Let's see. Yes, 29.0. That's actually not what you would want to see as a driver. You can see how much he's using the steering a lot. Maybe it's not really happy with balance of the car, I don't know. But also here just 5th gear, 6th, almost on invaded his lap. Little bit of a snap. See how much he's improving. 57.3. But it's very low battery already, so I don't know if he tried a previous attempt.
In the meantime, Tunari came second, really good time, close to AR Gamer, but not close enough to pass him. And let's see what Samin will do. It's a 16.8, just around the time of, well, I want to say 15 still. That's not a good time for him.
Yeah,
I thought it was, it's so close, I thought it would be somewhere around 8, but it's from P16 to P8 or P7, it's only 4 tenths. That's impressive. Haskell's validated here on all times.
Is on hot. Yes, he's definitely pushing.
Well, AR game is on a hot lap as well. We're gonna have a look on board with him first, as I think Tunari is going into the pit. Not sure.
Yes, he is.
Let's see what the AR game will do. Will he improve? That's the question. And he will by 1/10, 1.5 tenth here. He will put fastest time, and he's 3 tenths up faster than Tunari, 4 tenths than Meepo. Some drivers really have to step up the game to get close to the R gamer here. He's showing a dominant qualifying so far, but there's still a lot of time left, so let's see what happens.
It's very interesting and weird to see Samim in P15 because usually he's very close to the top or at least to his teammate. So I don't know, maybe he's struggling to find some pace on this track.
Yeah, he could. Definitely, because Meepo has been out for some weeks due to wheel problems. He should be in Tier 1 normally since this season. He has been racing in Tier 1 for several seasons, but since this season he's driving only in Tier 1 since he won Tier 2 last week. No one is driving a hot lap for at the moment, so we'll just have to wait for cars to get out for their final and decisive lap. Tipsy will get out. Tipsy, screen time. You get it.
Yeah, let's see Tipsy now. Maybe he's gonna set the pole. I don't know.
Well, we all expect Tipsy to win this race. That's the pressure we will have to put on him because he earns pressure. And he was fighting for points, and when points, it's more than 1 if you talk about points, so it should be 25 in my books.
Well, his first sector is not bad at all. 28.6 is not improving, but let's see also now, very cautious driving by Tipsy. Just not really striking, so that means he's not even his limits. Like when you don't struggle a little bit also with the steering wheel, that means you're not really pushing at all.
In the meantime, I want to say as well, I thought people said we have a wet race, so we might take it into account. Some people choose to drive way more downforce, which will cost them a lot on the straight here in Mexico, in the game at least. So we have to take that into account. We don't have a look on the timetables, and Tipsy Bob goes in again.
Yeah, I was improving this lap time, at least this after 10 seconds.
So who is next?
I think Matt.
It is Haskos, if I'm correct. Who's
No, it's
about to
going to
start
be
the hot lap?
Samim, the first
Yeah,
one,
it is
and then Matt.
Haskos. But we're gonna
Oh,
have a look at Samim for championship standings. That it be that he will get the screen time for this lap. Let's see what he can do. He needs to improve, as I have a little bit of a voice crack, but he really needs to improve because 15 is not where he wants to start when he wants to fight for the championship.
Really is, but yeah, let's see, just much better. Yeah, hitting all the AVEX here, so I think
Yeah.
that's actually an improvement for him. His first sector previously was at 29.0, but I think he's improving it by a lot. Well, 10th down to his first sector. Here is much better.
Oh, over the edge! That's not good for Samim. It's an invalidation again. And maybe he will try to save up his energy to drive another lap. But that was a little bit over the edge of the track and he invalidates there.
We got Matt right behind the tail of Samim. So let's see if he's gonna improve and attack the pole of Ayer Gamer. Oh, invalidate as well.
Ooh, invalidates as well. That's not what he wants, but he doesn't have time to save energy. In the meantime, he passes Samim there. I don't know if Samim will be happy about it, because I think Samim should be able to do another hot lap, and he definitely will. Who is next on the line to set a lap? I think it's a Red Bull, Kyriakidis, who invalidated, and in front of him is one of the Mercedes, is futuristic, who is not driving a hot lap. Matt retired. Unfortunate for him, that invalidation. I think it's AR Gamer. He is just warming up. Sorry.
On the top 3. Matt. Just 2 times and would have been on the top 3, but let's see Samim now. Oh, much more. Oh, I made it again. That was really impressive by Samim. Let's see also, we got Rune Cruiser. We didn't mention
Samim invalidated again.
Rune Cruiser actually is turning into P4. So that's going pretty well for him.
Meepo invalidated as well, but I think it's only his outlet.
Joel spun after the first chicane, so that's qualifying ended for him.
That's definitely qualifying ended for him, I believe.
So who do we go? Oh, Tonari as well, just invited his lap, so I think at the moment the only one who can beat AR are Rune Cruiser and
Our gamer is not setting a hot lap. He has no time. Rune Cruiser loses it. That costs him a lot of time. Definitely not gonna set a hot lap. Fast enough lap. Ooh, so but who is there to set a lap then?
I think it's Melto just improving 110 to first sector.
Tunari invalidated as well. He won't set another hot lap as well. Let's look with Melto. Smelto. He's the only one who can possibly beat anyone of the top 5, because the top 5 cannot set times anymore due to sloppy mistakes. He is going fast, but will he go fast enough? He needs to find a lot of time in sector 3 though, and he is getting some hinder here from that Tipsy Bob car. No, it's not Tipsy Bob, it's Gracie Jaws. But that will certainly cost him some time, and I don't know if he even can improve, but he will see. It's a 15.9, it's definitely improved. P3 for Smelter, that he would be happy with that, I believe. Tipsy Bob came in 8, improved 3/10, and it's really close from P8 downwards. Are there people on a hot lap? Joel invalidated.
What a qualifying session also by AR Gamer, just sending perfect lap times.
It's qualifying done. Yes. It's qualifying done. We have our gamer on P1, Tunari P2, Smelto P3, but it was a hectic qualifying with a lot of mistakes from a lot of people, and I think there was no one who could set 3 clean laps.
Yeah, I think so, because neither AR Gamer did that. So yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen in qualifying. I think we're gonna see maybe a lot of spins and penalties for track limits. I don't know. I just got this impression.
Well, we'll finally see the thing. Gamer P1, Tunari P2, Smelto P3. But let's see what will be most exciting now. Will we have rain or not? I don't know the exact conditions, so if someone can tell me, I would really like, but the race hasn't started yet, so no one knows. But that's something that we need to take into account still, because the margins are really small, but there certainly will be some drivers that choose to drive different setups compared to others.
Yes, so we got actually the top three is AR, Tenari, and Smelton. Then following we got me, Rune Cruiser, Matt, Wesley, Tipsy Bob in P8. It's actually a good qualifying session for Tipsy Bob, and then Heat and Joel for the top 10. But yeah,
Hmm.
nice qualifying from Tipsy Bob.
Yeah, he's definitely not disappointing, although he needs to be P1 in order to succeed to his expectations. We all agree to that. Yeah, we see rain. The
That's right.
clouds
Yeah.
are dark. It's Mexico City with rain. Somehow, I don't think I've seen this before in a league race. To be honest, I haven't seen a lot of league races, must admit though, in Mexico. But this will be exciting. That's one thing I will assume. What will
But
tactics
yeah,
be? I think
rain.
it's
Mexico is really tough on rain. It's really tricky on the traction. So it's going to be interesting. I think we're going to see some carnage.
well, let's just have a look at the start as it's R Gamer in pole position. It's a long run, but it doesn't seem like a good start from AR Gamer. Tunari is having the get go, and Smelter is right behind it. He can put it in between of both drivers. Can he have the better run there? Let's see what happens here. It seems like Smelto is coming out in top here, side to side with Tunari on the outside. Tunari seems to get the edge of it. Oh, but Smelto goes alongside on the outside. Now he has the inside. He can defend it. But can he keep the outside here again? It's a tough corner combination. And some people go off track, including Smelter, but Tenari still keeps it in front. But it still goes side to side. No, Smelter is now behind. And what happened in the back? It seems like everyone got away pretty cleanly, though. And it's a great start from Tenari, but also from Smelto and AR Gamer all the way down, battling with Wesley in P5. What a start from
Yeah,
Smelto and
yeah, good
Tenari.
stuff from Smat and Tunari, but terrible start from AR Gamer. That's down to P5 now. It's much more difficult to overtake with the rain. No DRS. You just need to hold the battery, but that means it's going to be easier to recover the energy recovery system. But also Joel now in P11, so drop one position, and also Tipsy Bob on 9 position, now just side by side with Heat.
Yeah, in the
Let's
meantime,
see.
though, sorry, but in the meantime, look, Meepo, he dropped 13 positions.
Oh
That's not
yeah,
what he
you're
wants.
actually right. What has happened to him?
Yeah,
Did
we
he end up
missed out on
crashing?
that, unfortunately.
Yeah, no,
Joel, see,
just now.
it's Tipsy Bob losing positions here just because of a bad, not good enough exit there. But there's some fighting going on here, as we have a lot of going on the screen, including pit strategies. Tipsy Bob loses some positions here, even needs to. Oh, Kyriakidis goes around there. Had some contact with Tipsy Bob, it seems, and now he has Larson right behind him. He's in P18. That's not what he wants.
And also, yeah, game is still behind Mats, but again, a nice start from the Haas guys, drivers, just right ahead of both Aston, but you can see something already recovering it. Maybe you were right. It was using a higher higher wings compared maybe to the top guys. But let's see if he's gonna recover some more position. You really need to stay close to his teammate and maybe
Oh,
try connect.
Smelto gets past Tunari there, but he goes a bit wide on the exit. Maybe Tunari can get a fight here in, but Smelto seems to keep it in front. Some tough defending there, but Smelto made the move down there. We almost missed out on that. And in the meantime, Haskos and Wesley are battling as well. Let's see what's going on there.
And
They go
also we got
side to side here.
Matt Saracen.
And Tunari loses even more positions as Rune Cruiser passes him now. Now Tsunari maybe gets away back here, using ERS. He wants to get back in the fight for P1 here, but he needs to get P2 first, as Room Cruiser and Tsunari are both using their ERS, who will break later. Tsunari will just keep it behind for the time being. Let's have a look with Haskos. He goes alongside here with Wesley. They are having a tough battle so far, and there's some contact, but they're keeping it together. And some drivers are getting off the track. Crazy Josh is pushing Wesley a little bit there, it seemed like. A lot of battles going on early on so far. Let's see if Futuristic really close as well, but can't pass Joel.
Yeah, here it's really important to recover as much ERS as possible to overtake on the straight, especially when it's on wet with no DRS. So now just already seeing a few people with really low battery, such as Haskos, that also had to try the move on Wesley. He got already 21%. But also Tipsy just dropping a few position and ahead we were getting a lot of fights and hit.
Ooh, that's an early penalty. That's a really early penalty. And Tipsy Bob gets passed by Meepo there. Meepo just fighting his way back as he should with his pace, to be honest. Samim, where will he pass it? Oh, you just put it at the inside because Heat is blocked there, but there's contact. But it's still keep it on track both. Smelter sets fastest time in the meantime. Ooh, he doesn't have the best exit there. Let's see if Samim can profit from that. He's too far behind to be able to make a move pretty soon. Let's see Futuristic behind Joel then, but everybody's pretty close. Oh, Joel goes past here, past Samim. He goes into P10. Yeah, he doesn't yet because Samim keeps the fight going.
2 seconds of penalty.
That's really early as well.
Yeah.
It is definitely not the start of the weekend. The boys from Aston Martin won it. And you were talking about me pre-race, I think. Don't count Haas out for the Constructor Championship. And we definitely shouldn't, because they're showing promising pace so far. But it's only one race though, and the race is not even finished, so let's see after the race.
But yes, Mantle is still taking the lead, and Samim will need to recover more positions. But also Oakley, he is another guy who got 3 seconds of penalty, and as you said, it's really early, just 4 laps out of 36. So it's we got Futuristic and Meepo side by side. Meepo just going a little bit wide.
Oh, he loses a lot of positions there. Samim gets passed as well. Samim is having a tough battle here. He's going side to side with Really get pushed into the wall. And now Joel has the advantage there. He passes too and is into P9 on the main straight. But they're going some front wings onto the track, it seems like. And this is definitely not a happy battle. What's going on? But he seems to find his way back there. Getting next to Joel. Let's look from the back here. Amazing field. Joel isn't able to fight it because of his pace. They go 3 wide almost, but they don't. Samim keeps it sensible. And Joel keeps it in front there. Maybe Samim can go around the outside here. And he goes off track. But he seems to make it done. And he's next to Joel now. Somehow.
That was a pretty legal overtake, I think, from Samim.
Oh, that's a crazy dive there. And he makes it work somehow. This is a battle which we'll talk about by the FIA for a long time, I think. But it's on the edge of the rules, definitely.
I don't really think it was maybe one of the cleanest moves by Samim. I think it was, it's a pretty.
Yeah, but before going from the last.
Well, that was a big snap from Heat.
But look, the train behind them. Heat gets past now. Heat has front wing damage, I think.
No, he just let Futuristic try. I don't know if he has wing damage.
Yeah, but he's losing a lot of time in those S's. Loads of battles going on. They almost go 4 wide there. It's amazing. And there's some incidents again. Meepo was trying to fight his way back, but he just gets battled back and he loses positions. Because, oh, there's a big mess up there and it's Tipsy Bob Brown. Someone curves him and it's Ocean Chief.
Oh, no.
I'm not gonna lie about it. That's not what he wants. Oh. Ocean Chief, why have you cursed him, my man?
What did he say?
Yeah, he was speaking about cursing him. Yeah, so there he goes. Nothing to say about it anymore. Okay, so you
But
can write, for safety reasons, we can write off Tipsy Bob from the interviews after the race. Just kidding.
uh, no. But yeah, we got Tipsy's teammate Gracie, who is actually standing to P8, chasing Wesley. So
Beautiful
that's gonna
helicopter
be,
view we have on in here. I love helicopter views through SS. It's beautiful.
yeah, definitely agree with that. But F3 now chasing Joel, and Sammy was creating a little bit of a gap
Yeah, the
to
helicopter
Joel.
does. Sorry to interrupt you. The helicopter doesn't decide to fly into the stadium, which is sensible, I would say.
Definitely.
Oh, Larson pauses
Sammy
Papa
will
Dimitri
need
there.
to catch now Wesley and Haskos.
Ooh, AR Gamer goes past Matt here in the meantime. This is the advantage they're using some of his ERS, it seemed like. And Matt in P5 now, AR Gamer fighting his way back. R Gamer.
And by the way, I think the rain is getting lighter, so I expect to see a try race. Is it raining anymore? I don't think so.
Yeah, it's definitely raining because I see rain coming down onto the track.
But I think it's much lighter than before.
Yeah,
I don't
it
know.
could be, but we're driving on intermediates for some long time already, since the start of the race actually. So I wouldn't count anything out if it comes to getting light. But if we see some light getting through the clouds though, Meepo back into P12, somehow he's finding his way back. He's going up and down from P19 to P12 to P19 to P12. Let's see if he can go
Maybe.
upwards now.
From P19 to
Because there
P1
is
maybe.
some there is some gap he has to close. 2.4 seconds actually.
And yeah, AR fastest law with a 26.9. So yeah, definitely times are improving. That's a certain thing, but so math, I think AR now is probably the fastest car on track. Not only because he set the fastest time, but look at the gap that he created with Matt. Oh, and Matt 3 seconds of gap. Okay.
Ooh, Matt, that's not what you want. Very early as well. Definitely not way. We might as well just change it to penalties instead of tires, because I think for the time being that's way more relevant than tires, because everyone is on the intermediates. And it won't change for the time being.
But actually, that's a win. We got no DNS on these conditions. We got a little bit of fights, but no retirements. So
Well,
that's very good.
we've seen a lot of people getting into the wall or into other cars, but somehow, miraculously, we haven't seen anyone changing their front wings.
Yeah.
So, I don't know what's happening. Someone turned damage off. Joel. Maybe.
And it might be, he's also driving, so it could be possible.
Rain has stopped indeed, as Ocean Chief says.
Oh,
So,
and
ooh,
Gracie
what
just
happens?
spot.
I
I
see
think
yellow
oh in the
flags.
last corner, and now he's spitting, and I think
Now,
he's going to change his front wing.
now there's definitely someone with front wing damage, and now I'm the man who cursed it. I'm sorry about it.
Yeah, you definitely
Uh,
cursed
uh,
it.
uh.
Wait, did he change? Oh yes, he's changing the wing.
Crazy Jaws changing front wing as well. I, I cursed too.
Oh, and hit with the mediums, so he's gonna gamble. Oh, and he changed the wing as well, but he's gonna gamble this strategy.
Yeah,
Let's see.
because the rain has stopped. Crazy Jaws goes on to the intermediates again. But because the rain has stopped, okay, you can put intermediates on again, because you have to pit right now. But the thing is, rain is gonna stop soon either way. But will it be, or the track will dry up soon either way. But what is soon? Is it 8 laps, which is worth of putting intermediates on maybe, or is it 3 laps? Which would say now maybe put the medium tires on already, but either way you lose when you put on new tires right now.
While looking by heat, you can't even go full throttle on the straight. So I think mediums are too early to be used now. Yeah, as you can see by his driving them first. Sure, oh, and almost spinning. So yeah, probably race is over from heat
That's
unless we got
not
any
what he
safety car.
wants.
It's really struggling. But
Room
in Cruiser and Smelter, we haven't been speaking
yeah,
about
Room
them, but they,
Cruiser is within 5/10 of Smelto
yeah,
for a
for like,
long
yeah, for
time,
like
but he
7, 8
can't
laps.
seem to pass him, and he isn't using his ERS to pass him.
Well, I
I don't
think
know
they're
why.
both waiting. I think that he's just waiting, you know, maybe to go into dry condition, and now just recovering some ERS to get the overtake with the DRS as well. But now he's pushing a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. By the way, we see Tipsy getting being P16 right now. He loves Mexico, I know, from last week's interview in Tier 1. And it was seen in
No,
qualifying
Heat.
P8
Oh
as
yeah,
he
yeah, it was. It
retires.
was.
We have to have a look at Samim, who is fighting next to Wesley here. He's fighting his way back after a poor qualifying. He's putting his elbows out and gets to the front there. Although made with a bit of contact, it seems like. But Samim in P7, and we have yellow flags because he retires into the pit. And it won't cause a safety car, I hope.
No, it shouldn't. Probably. I think soon maybe someone will try to be. Well, it's not one of those stars that
Ooh,
drives
Samim a
pretty
penalty
cool, you know.
as well. Sorry to interrupt.
Yes, no worries. But yeah, we're just saying that it's not one of those stars that get dry pretty easily. Like for example, Imola that get wet or dry instantly. So I think in a few laps the track is gonna dry out a little bit, and then we're gonna see the first one just trying to go
Yeah, you see the
dry.
tracks of the tires showing a bit of a dry line, but it isn't enough to switch tires. And you know, the thing that doesn't help is the fact that the sun is playing hide and seek for the time being. It's nowhere to be seen, so it won't dry up too fast, the
Yeah,
track.
that's another thing. And Meepo, 3 seconds of time penalty.
Oh, Meepo as well. You know, it's just Battle of Titans to stay out of this. I can't find a word. It's penalties. Pit lane penalties. Track limit penalties. There I have it. That's the word I seek for. Tunari really way behind on Cruiser.
Yeah, I think, well, Tonari, I think he's more likely managing this race. Well, not really, as we got AR Gamer, who is very, very close to Tonari, but
Oh,
as
Joel goes
we.
for the move here on Wesley. Wesley losing some positions it seems like, but Joel doesn't get next to it, needs to back out a bit here. Oh, there's some contact, but they keep it clean enough. I don't know if it's if Joel's front wing got messed up there. Futuristic right behind him as well. Who will make a move here? It's the question. Who? Not if. Oh, Joel contact again. Wheel banging there. Now maybe Futuristic can go for a switchback. He will try at least. But he won't be deep enough. And now Larson or
Oh,
Meepo
we
is
got
around the
some
outside
Meepo
here.
there.
Contact. Let's see, can Meepo stick it in the inside here? It's not the best place to make a move, but he makes it work somehow as he surely got a warning there. Beautiful side-to-side racing though, but it's not the smartest place to do it at the Essence because you lose a lot of time. Still side-to-side somehow. When
Oh,
will
you
this
can see.
stop? Please
No.
don't. There's a lot of contact, but it's still side-to-side.
Oh
Oh, and
no.
futuristic. He got across
Well,
Meepo. Nowhere to go from
to,
Meepo there.
honestly, I was pretty expecting that. They were just keep just touching every time, just banging every time. So really expected, to be honest.
Yeah, Meepo had nowhere to go there. He was sandwiched between futuristic and the wall, it seemed like for me.
And well, Room Cruiser again within the 5 tenths to Smelter. And also
Yeah,
right behind AR
that's
Gamer, very very fast.
after his race start, our gamer showed pretty good pace, so
Yes, he
maybe he
definitely
can
has that
make a move
pace.
somewhere on Tonari. I feel like he could.
I think he's just trying to recover as Room Cruiser has been doing his ERS. Oh, and me put 3 seconds of time penalty.
Another 3 second, I would say, as is Gracie Jones who goes into the pits and decides to put hard tires on. That would be tough tires to drive on when it's still wet. What I wanted to say, yeah, Meepo, 6 seconds of penalties,
Oh,
that's
and
not
Papa
good.
Dimitru, three
Same for
seconds.
Kyriakidis.
Who is Papa Dimitru? Oh, yeah, Papa Dimitru. P14. I think he's our safe driver. Never seen him driving into Tier 2.
In the meantime, Joel is in the slipstream with ERS, making a move on Wesley here. And will he make it done now? Yeah, Wesley's still at the inside here. But now it seems like he got a little bit of an advantage, Joel at least. And now he is in front. Will he keep it in front? This question as Wesley is now right behind him, but he has no ERS left to attack here. And it's Joel moving up to PA. In the meantime, Room Cruiser still doesn't get closer to Smelter. He manages the gap. And there's a yellow flag for Crazy Jaws. Yeah, the hard ties definitely don't work. He has to change his front wing now. He lost his complete end plate.
And also Matt losing a lot of time, actually. 6 seconds. And
What?
Samim very, very close to Asko. He's gonna try here the dive bomb into the inside. No,
No,
he's
he's
not.
not.
A bit of braking, yes, moving. And
Ooh.
and I think that's just a bit
Now he
too.
tries to switch back after he pushed him wide into the corner, Sami.
Yeah, I
But
think
he
just
doesn't get a bad exit.
Asko's got a little bit angry and just not try to turn into Samim. I just got this. Oh, and your game added 3 seconds time penalty. That's not good for him.
That's not his first as well. That's his second. So it's 6 seconds of time penalties already for Argay. Really unfortunate for him there, I would say. But he got his, I think he got his first one in round 3, didn't he?
Yes, he probably did. Oh, I'm futuristic. Oh, futuristic 26. That is fast lot time. So I think is still not the ideal condition for dries for slicks, but soon I think it's going to be it. You are gonna see some drivers just pitting soon enough, and still Samim now into maybe the outside is going trying to move.
Ooh, I'm almost missing out on that. Let me say I won't.
See again, trying to switch.
Oh, he
Oh, and
just breaks it on the apex. He parks it at the apex. Although I think the FIA will look a little bit different, but it's definitely not a friendly fight anymore. There are some angry people in the cars driving them.
Yeah,
But
I definitely agree with that. I think Samim sometimes he's just overly too aggressive. That's what I feel like. We're just fighting really hard to get closer to his teammate, and of course he's one of the championship contenders. So I also understand maybe his
Meepo,
frustration.
in the meantime, fighting with Wesley, trying to make a move to P9 here as they're just clinching into each other's wheels. Meepo makes it a move not done yet. Can he maybe dive inside here? Will he? He won't dive too deep, and Wesley keeps it in front for the time being. Maybe a switchback here from Meepo. We will try. Oh, but there's some contact there because Wesley doesn't leave a lot of space. But it was his corner to fight for, and now Meepo has to back off a bit
When
because Wesley's
Samim,
still in
3
front.
second. Added 3 second.
Another one for Sami.
Is he gonna try now? Once again, maybe into the outside or inside a dive bump? No, it's not, but that was late breaking indeed. Oh!
Oh, what a surprising move. Beautiful move from Samim there,
Wow,
I must gonna say. Now they're still touching each other's cars for some
that
reason.
was that was a very good
Keep
move.
It was a really daring move,
Wow.
but I loved it.
Yes,
Last minute
same.
he chose to dive into the inside. No way for Haskas to respawn. And now for once, keep your arms in your car and don't touch each other's cars anymore, guys. As Haskas is trying to find his way back here. He has really good pace and he will go around the outside. Really aggressive, but Sami got the inside and he was just keeping in front there. Babula's a penalty. Time penalty. Meepo still doesn't manage to pass Wesley, and now he goes really wide. Yeah, they definitely won't pass. Ooh, there's yellow flag, and it is for Gracie Giles, who DNF'd in the pit lane. Yeah, he put the hard tires on, right?
Let's
So
see.
that's probably why.
No. But yeah, Meeple again, once again. Now in P10, so it's not anymore from P19 to P12. Now he's in 10th position, fighting for 9th position. So let's see. He's gonna try maybe now. He's gonna do the same thing that Sunny did. Oh, got yellow flag. Oh,
A
it
yellow
Gracie
flag
does.
from
Yeah.
Gracie Giles that retired his car in the pit lane, but it still decides to go out of the pit lane to retire the car.
Okay, nobody hitting, so that means the track is probably crazy in this moment. When we put the point this all of this
Haskell
battery.
goes into the pit. He won't change his front wing. He will put new intermediates on. He doesn't believe this rain. The track will dry up really soon. As Meepo
When
now
we're
will
side by
try and
side,
move again, but he doesn't make it done. Now it's interesting to see what will happen to Haskos, because it might be the good choice. Because I don't know how soon this track is gonna dry up. I'm not sure. It's not like it's not drying up at all.
now there are few spots that the track is completely dry, so I think soon enough it's time to be the first slicks conditions.
Yeah, so I think it's a good choice to go in for new intermediates here.
Not sure, like, if it were me, I would just try to take as much as I can on this old inters and then going for the dries. See, still Meeple can really pass Wesley, who's is defending very well.
Yeah, Meepo picks his moment. He isn't gonna try and move like Samim does. He's really waiting for a good shot. He's just trying it in turn 1 or turn 4. And here he will try it again in turn 1, as he has more pace and he will have to go around the outside because Wesley is keeping it at the inside, and Wesley still keeps the corner here. And some slight contact again, and Meepo is still alongside, but he gets pushed wide again. And there might be some people shouting, getting pushed off track right now, but Meepo is trying again to get it here, and he has the inside now, but it is a chicane, so it means he will get the outside after. But now he pushes Wesley off track, and it's Meepo getting the move done. It's some cookie of own dough, we would say, in the Netherlands. That's what Wesley would say currently, but Meepo wouldn't because he's Finnish, and he makes the move done. He's into P8 right now.
We'll see, okay, we're still waiting for maybe Tinari doing some mistakes, or maybe pitting, and cruise at 25.4. I don't know what's the cross time for dry tires, but I think we're pretty close to it.
Yeah, but the track is still not dry.
I don't know. Like on the first sector, it's actually still, I think, optimal for wets. There are a few spots that are dries, but let's see. So the second sector, which is the one that you drive the most. Let's see. Yeah, maybe on the inside it's not completely dry, but you can see a lot of.
I feel like the track is still really wet though.
Yeah,
Really wet.
I think it is. It is.
So I don't see any crossover
Oh, a
point coming
meeple,
out
3
with
second.
Meepo. 9 seconds of time penalties now. Ooh, Room Cruiser, great save there. Almost lost it, but he saves it.
I mean, behind now the gaps are pretty big, but we got just Wesley 9 tenths behind, and then Tipsy Bob 6 tenths behind of Ascos. So it looks like new Inters are not really working as you would have imagined. Like Ascos is now setting like really great times. It's not improving that much. Maybe it's also due to traffic or due to Papa Dimitru just right ahead of him.
In the meantime, Tanari does have a battle with AR Gamer for a long time already, but Tanari seems to close in a bit on Rune Cruiser, and AR Gamer goes a bit too wide there and gets another time penalty. That's 9 seconds for him as well. Ooh, Haskas loses, is fighting there with Papa Dimitriou, and he makes it done. He's in P12. Haskas with the fresh tires, of course, and Papa Dimitriou decides to go into the pits, trying new tires. Let's see which tires it will be. It's probably more interesting than all those battles, so we're just keeping on board with him. That's not true. He is putting the medium tires on.
Yeah, so it's kind of interesting to see now his lap times and how it's going to be. Also, it's difficult in this condition to warm up the tires correct properly. So I don't know if that was the right strategy, but it wasn't really fighting for points, so just trying to come with the strategy really.
Interesting to see and to follow. Now the lap times are getting slightly faster every little lap. A lap doesn't get smaller, but you know what I mean, hopefully. But
And
I
let's
don't
ask,
see a dry line. That's the thing.
yeah, still not
And look
optimal
at
for
Papa
tries. So
Dimitriou now. He's losing a lot of time. He's struggling on these
yeah,
medium
see,
tires. They're not steering. It's a boat. And Silver makes the wrong choice because he also chooses for medium tires. But he's not knowing now yet that he will driving a boat soon. As soon as he drives out of the pit lane, he won't be happy. Yeah, Papa Dimitriou is just locking up his tires. It's not what you want. It's not what you need. It's the medium tires. And it's definitely not something I want as a birthday present today on this track. What I do want as birthday present though is a win, and there are two drivers likely to win the race for the time being, as I'm about to curse them, because it's Smeldo and Room Cruiser. Although there would be a moment where Room Cruiser needs to try an attack maybe, but maybe he's just waiting and is happy to say P2 for the time being, even after pitting.
so you know, 25.0. So yes, it's a lap by lap, just improving slightly, improving the lap time. So I think Inters are still the fastest tires, and but can you finish the race on these Inters? That's the real question because actually, as his
I
standings
don't know.
ask us, I want to see his lap times if they are close because it's a new Inters, but it's not really catching the guy aside. So
Well,
let's see. Is
Haskos is driving away
so
from Tipsy Bob really easy, so he's definitely a lot faster, and he's catching on to Kyriakidis pretty fast as well. Although you might want to say that he's not a P13 driver usually, so it's expected for him to drive faster than him as well, but he's driving significantly faster, I would say.
I've just seen his last lap times, and they were at 25.4 and at 25.3. But Smelto now already improving other 4 tenths. So it looks like actually older Inters are faster.
Yeah, for
Like
Smelto. But the
now,
question is, for
yes,
24.8, the track is now it seems to get a little bit dry fast. It's now
yeah, 4.7.
24.7 indeed. Room Cruiser is staying out of the slipstream to not overtake him. There's some weird strategies going on. Kyriakidis another 3-second time penalty. Interesting. Now Samim goes into the pit. What will he do? What will he do? I see tires
Then
standing ready, and it are medium
mediums.
tires. Yeah. You're about to sink with your boat you're driving, Samim. You were fighting your way back into this race, and now you're giving it all away if you're asking me.
I
Haskell
don't
set a
know.
fastest sector 3 if it's showing me correctly, and I don't trust this game, so it probably doesn't. Oh, but look at Room Cruiser now, he's only 2.5 tenths behind. He will try a move somewhere because he can't avoid trying a move because for the time being Smelter is just slowing Room Cruiser down.
No, no, Samim. I want to see the whole lap. I was on board with him, and now just missing apex. So I don't know. The truck is getting faster, but not
But
enough for
look at
heat.
Room Cruiser. He's using ERS, but he's just avoiding Slipstream. He's just not willing to pass Smelter.
Yeah, I also think he's just trying to search for wet spots, to
No, he
cool a little
definitely
bit
isn't,
the
because he
track.
had a shot here, but he gets out of his uh, slipstream just to avoid getting closer. And now he's using his
And
ERS to keep on again. It's weird. I don't understand it, to be honest. But I'm not an expert. You are, so tell me. Just kidding.
I don't know.
Now I
I have
put you
got
under
no clue.
pressure. I was just joking. As Haskos is fighting with Samim here, as Samim is driving a boat, it's an easy move for Haskos on his fresh intermediates. It definitely is. Kyriakidis is
Well, by
changing
the
his
way,
front wing and is
by the
choosing.
way, again, Samim and Daskas with different tires, but let's see. Is it going Askas going to
Ah, but this
revenge?
can't go. This will go wrong. It's well, it won't. They keep it clean. But Haskos
No,
gets
no, no,
past.
don't curse it. Don't
As
say
I
that.
wanted to, as I wanted to say, who is it? Kyriakidis is another driver who decided to change his car into a boat. He changed his front wing and changed his tires. He's on mediums as well.
Oh, we got who we got beating? Oh, Tonari. So I think.
Oh,
Oh, we got 5 second
Tunari,
penalty.
a
Spin to the pit
penalty,
lane.
and he's choosing for the medium tires as well.
By the way,
I don't know
Askas
if I don't
is
know
really pulling
what the
away to
engineers
Samim.
are. Those
Oh, we got
engineers are
yellow
wrong.
flag.
That's what I want. Oh, Samim. Samim
Hmm.
spun.
Yeah.
He was definitely driving a boat. Although I haven't seen a boat spinning yet. That's something new we got on screen. You got it here first. You hit it here first. Joel is deciding to pit as well. Matt is deciding to pit. Matt went on to the mediums. Joel went on to the mediums. Everyone is putting on mediums. Is that a better choice then? Because it
I
doesn't
don't
seem.
know.
Well,
Let's
let's
see
just have a look at
Tonari.
Tunari compared to our gamer then. As he's locking up and not getting the apexes. Probably, what I assume is that their tires were done. And you see the track drying up. So they were like, I'm not gonna put on new intermediates, but I can't keep these intermediates on as well. So we have to get the dry tires. So whoever managed to save tires better has the advantage right now, I think. SLR Gamer
Yeah,
still pushes the
23%.
fastest lap, and Tunari doesn't seem to get closer to our gamer.
Everything that look at the second sector, it's basically dry, but I think Inters, in this condition, pretty work. Look, so your gamer setting the fastest time, so I don't know. I, it's going to be really interesting to see Tunari now on his real lap, we could
Yeah, but
say.
he lost 2.5 seconds on his outlet to our gamer.
Yeah, that's really a lot. And 9 laps to go, and will this Inters hold till the last lap? Who knows?
That we really have to see. And he's locking up everywhere, Tunari as well. Meepo on 12 seconds now, I believe, of time penalties due to track limits. This 5 seconds might not even be too bad for Tunari.
You're actually right. Yeah, well, maybe 12 second penalty, that's really a lot. But yeah, seconds after his empty try. I barely see any drops, but yes, it is to try. Yeah, AR pitting for mediums, of course.
Joel spun there. I don't know what exactly happened. It seemed like it was an incident with Futuristic, but we missed out on that. But Joel spun, and he lost some time. And that's Samim right behind him, battling him through the S's. We can't get a good camera angle as Joel just managed to. Samim just managed to pass him. Meeple and AR Gamer decided to pit in the meantime, and they both. I want to say they both go onto the mediums, but Meepo decides to go onto the softs
By the
instead.
way, DRS has not been enabled yet. So, no, most of the time it means that inters or wet tires are still the optimal one. So, I don't know if Smelter and Cruiser will pit, but I think they will. So, yes, Ascos now 22.9 with the softs, so it's definitely time to pit. Yes, Melto pitting and Rune Cruiser following him into the pit lane. So yeah, both of course pitting for medium tires, and well, they're still very very close. Now I think Rune Cruiser will start pushing. Our fastest time with a 22.2. And so Meeple are very very close to Joel, side by side, and getting it, yes, into the outside. That was very fair and clean move by Meeple towards Joel, and now trying to chase Samim. Oh, and a little bit of a snap from Meeple, but he saved the car.
In the meantime, Rune Cruiser got even closer to Smelter right now, but he still avoid trying to pass him somewhere. I think if he can pass him right now, he can even try to get rid of Smelter before the DRS opens, and he will have free space to work with. So, how earlier, the better, I would think. But he's not using ERS. And the thing is, my problem with that, he has 98% ERS. He's not using any of it, which means he will not gain any. So it's just wasted ERS.
Yes, that's actually
And look how
true.
close AR game is getting in the meantime. Roomcruise is making it himself too difficult and having a tough exit there. And now AR game is right behind and he has a fast slap, so he will now try and make a move as Roomcruise is now using some of his ERS. But he still doesn't want to pause him as there's no DRS, so I don't get it. AR gamer gets next to him, tries to at least, pushes him through the corner. Nice voice crack.
Yeah, Cruiser. I think you have to try the move, as I said before earlier.
Yeah, but now he's under
This
attack.
bit.
He can't try and move anymore.
Yeah, yeah, because now also, I think he's seeing that, every lap just passing, so that means we're closer to the end of the race, so you really need to try the move, and that means extra pressure on you.
But you're not gonna get a shot every round, you know? You need to take a shot where you can at some point. As Wesley and Joel are battling, Wesley goes round the outside and DRS is enabled. Wesley makes a move done on Joel there. Seems to make it easily done. I don't know what's happening with Joel there.
No, but also, all the cars behind, I mean, AR and Tonari, has
Let's look.
catched the train, so.
Let's look at the top 4 right now because they will have a good battle going on with this DRS. Futuristic still in the inters, by the way. Let's see, AR Gamer will be the one to try a move, maybe? No, because Rune Cruiser now is forced to use his ERS instead of using the ERS his way. I think that's just not the best management.
I'm not sure, but AR is also with a really low ERS, so most unlikely this guy to try the move on Rune Cruiser, but never say never. But I think Rune Cruiser. Oh, we
Oh,
got a little bit
contact
stuck.
between AR Gamer and Rune Cruiser. They're still both on track, as we saw several times today, this kind of contact. But somehow it didn't affect too much, although Rune Cruiser almost getting out of the DRS of Smeller, but it still got some margin. Some, only some. The question
Well,
is
yeah, I
when.
think no.
The question is who and when will go for a move.
I don't know. I think so. Otherwise, if also the last lap happened as he just did happen with AR Gamer, just tapping him, basically his chances to win are over. So he needs to try the move, but he's really waiting.
Well, let's look at Meepo in the meantime, and since he's really close to Futuristic, who's still on the Inters, and that's not the best tire right now anymore. Meepo on the soft tires makes the move down into P6, although he has 12 seconds of time penalty, so he needs to gain a lot of time in order to stay in front of Futuristic here.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, I didn't see it. Futuristic staying on all Inters on a completely dry track now.
We are gamer. Okay, we get some antivirus notification. We don't want that. We want to see the race. And now standings are run.
Oh, when our
No, there.
cruiser just a little bit of a snap. Yeah, it's just really now pushing. You can see that. Now use a little bit of ERS to get closer to Smelter. But yeah, I think Smelter so far is driving brilliantly, just staying ahead. Using a little bit of battery, of course, more than Rune Cruiser, but he's doing everything perfect.
He is having a brilliant race so far. Indeed, started P2 as well, didn't he? He did. Oh, but look at AR Game. He's right behind Rune Cruiser. Now Rune Cruiser is about to lose P2. If AR Gamer will put it somewhere, but his ERS is not there. Oh, AR Gamer, what are you doing, man? You lost your own race there. Breaking into the back of Rune Cruiser, and Rune Cruiser still driving.
Yeah, that was.
What a drama.
I think Airgame just completed the braking spot. It just, I don't know. I think he wasn't really focusing on where he was, but just on trying the move, through Cruiser. That was.
Definitely seemed like that.
Uh,
What a shame.
Fortunately, Rune Cruiser, didn't, he didn't ruin Rune Cruiser race, so
That's
a positive
fortunate
thing,
indeed.
of course.
But a shame for his own race. As AR Gamer gets another time penalty. Let's see, Rune
that means
Cruiser.
he's gonna be right behind Tunari, so more points lost from him.
Let's see if Rune Cruiser can close the gap. He won't use DRS, ERS. He will use DRS.
Well,
No, he
now
won't even use DRS, it seems like. Or my game is bugged.
No, it was, but I think it was just by no, I don't know.
I think he's actually.
But of course now
Oh, now
Yes,
he
now
is
he's
using his
using it.
ERS. DRS, not
Yeah, I think
ERS.
now Cruz, is going to wait till the last lap, as he won't be having the pressure of anyone behind.
Yeah, the thing is, if he waits till last lap, Smelter will have ERS left, and that might just be enough to keep P1.
Yeah, might be.
We saw this in Bahrain in Tier 1, and at the end the P2 guy won, I believe. But how will it end up here? It may end up different. We will see. He has to try it somewhere though. Let's see. In the meantime, Joel is really close to Futuristic. Futuristic still on those intermediates, which definitely don't work anymore.
Let's see, is no, he's not using QRS. What is he waiting?
Not
I don't
using
know.
DRS?
ERS?
Yeah, it's weird. Our game goes into the
I don't
pit.
know. Yeah, now Spanta just flashing, and his rear time is he's on low battery. In fact, it's 13%. Well, now Chris is just waiting.
Oh, dude, there goes Futuristic. He lost it. He's into the wall. Right in front of Joel.
I
He
think
just
he got
lost it on
punctured
the
by
exit
that.
there. Some oversteering, maybe a bit uncautious there. I don't know exactly what it did.
That's not a puncture soon, no, I didn't just. Oh, and AR Gamer going to the pit. Oh, 7%. No, losing even the position to Meepo.
AR Gamer swerving behind him, right out of the pit, of course. So maybe he's just trying to warm up the tires a bit. Look who's behind Rukus now. Maybe even Tunari thinks he will have a shot. But we will just keep on board with the top 3 guys for now, because they are the ones in the fight for the win. And it's going to the last lap, and we will see what happens. But 8 tenths is a whole lot to gain 9 tenths in the last lap. Now he's using his ERS, but it might be too late because Smelter
No,
has ERS
not
left.
doing it anymore. Not using his battery. Are they working together? That's what it looks like. I think they're actually working together from Chris and Smalto. I
I don't
just got
know.
this spinning. Yes, because.
Yeah, it has to, obviously, mate. It has to indeed.
Yes,
Otherwise,
why
I
would.
don't know.
Yes.
Why wouldn't you try to win the race? And
No, but there is.
Tunari has no battery left to try and make a move here.
Like, it doesn't make any sense, just overtaking. Oh,
But
and Joe spun
if you're
away.
working, sorry, but if you're working together, yeah, Joe has fun indeed. But if you're working together, when AR Gamer passes me for there, but if you're working together, why wouldn't you let Runkers pass at some point? Because then Smelto can gain some ERS. It's not optimal race management then if they still keep their phone, but it will because Tunari has no battery left.
I don't know, I've got no clue, but they actually worked together, but I wouldn't see any.
We hear
Yes.
fireworks as there's no one over the finish line yet. We will have someone over the finish line yet, and it seems like not want to curse him into the last corner. You can still lose it here on traction, but he won't. Smelter wins the Grand Prix with a great dominant race. Rune Cruiser came second, also really great race, and Tunari came in third. But will he be after time penalties? I think so. Yeah, he definitely will be, as Matt is too far behind. So it's Tunari P3, Runcruiser P2, Smelto P1, and we have to wait for the other standings because there are a lot of penalties and I don't know exactly what it will change up, as I'm
Yeah,
pretty
yeah,
sure
they may
Matt will
just
end up
trying
P4.
the fastest lap anyway. Let's see, is he gonna get it? Yes,
AR Gamer will get a
17.2.
fast lap, that's another point which might be important at the end of the season. We're not sure. AR Gamer comes in 5th, Meepo 6th, Samim goes up to 6th and Wesley 7th because Meepo has a lot of time penalties, 12 seconds if I'm correct. Leslie Kyriakidis comes in 10th and Larsen goes up to 8th because of time penalties. And that's our top 10 set, I believe. Tipsy Bob just out of points.
It's been an interesting
As Haskell's
race.
P11,
Yes,
confused.
really. It's been a ringless race. Well deserved win for Smalto, but of course we would have wanted to see, fight between Smelter and Room Cruiser, but actually we haven't seen that, and probably I think they've been working together. Otherwise,
Definitely a shame we didn't see that fight. But then, going over to some questions. First one to you. Who do you think that was the driver of the day? Who earns driver of the day today?
I think let's see the grid. Uh, Samim P6, but seeing some dive bombs and etc. I think he's not really the driver of the day. I would go neither on cruiser, just not trying to everything for the win. So I
I
think
would
let's
just
see.
give it smell though, if I'm honest. But I don't know
Yeah,
if.
Smelto, but also Tonari. He got no, well, I think Smelto, yes, no penalties. He got perfect race, but no, I was also seeing Tonari because being consistent. He just got P3. He wasn't for fight, for the win. Maybe not his best truck, but he's still on third,
Well,
getting other important points
I would give it to.
towards. Yeah.
I will
Yes.
give it to Smelter definitely because he got P2 last week. Am I correct? I'm not
Yes,
sure.
yes, 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 he did.
He
Yeah,
got
when
P1
I
this
think.
week. He's making a great comeback actually, and he is with Matt together. They are closing in on Aston Martin, and that's why I think Smelter definitely deserved driver of the day.
Yeah, I
I
think
don't know
so.
if
Yeah.
it's his first SLR win. I'm not sure, but for sure it's his first win this season. I want to congratulate him on that. Maybe we can even congratulate him in the interview booth on that. Let's see if we have some people ready to get into the interview. And we have Samim ready, so we'll just get him in. Samim, hello. What went wrong in qualifying, man? That's the first question I want to ask you.
I messed up the first two runs. I was basically running a wet setup. So last run I went off track, invalidated my lap. I had fuel for one more, but then coming into turn one on my final flyer, like I was easily able to get 6 tenths and start sixth in the race, but I got distracted and then I lost a lot of time.
Yeah,
So
so
sorry, yeah.
yeah, so unfortunate of the qualifying, although you made some kind of comeback in the race, and we saw one great move. I believe I don't remember on who it was. It was in the stadium at the hairpin,
It was on
diving
dice.
into the Haskell's it was with, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Great.
yeah.
You know, we think that was definitely an overtake to remember for the whole season. Might even be remembered as the overtake of the season, in my opinion. But it was a great move. But how did you manage to make some kind of comeback? Did you even think there was some more in it at the end? Getting P6?
Yeah, so basically I knew that the race was I had to do my own race. I start P18. Uh, I knew I had the wet setup, so it was about being patient. It was about waiting for others to make mistakes or lose traction. And every time in the S's, I had great grip because I had a wet setup. I had a lot more downforce. But the thing with Dice was he's really good in the wet, so it's hard to pass him sometimes. I tried to do it 2 laps in a row where I tried to pass him, but I just couldn't. He was really strong on defending. And then the third one, I was like, yeah, I have to think of something out of the box, and I faked it on one side, and then last minute I just sent it on his inside, and it all worked out good overtake on him. I was really disappointed because early in the race, Heat and I had an incident where I was forced wide into the wall in the in the last corner. So when someone comes up in your inside in the last corner and doesn't afford you any space on the outside, you basically have nowhere else to go than the wall. So I took wing damage in that wall, like in one of the first laps, and I haven't had that fixed. So I was driving the whole race with wing damage. It was a miracle to drive back to P6. It was really tough to hang on to it because I had Wesley, Jewel, everyone coming behind me. So yeah,
Yeah,
it
so
was
congrats on
it
your
was good.
comeback in the race, man. So, due to the circumstance, still getting P6, I think you should be alright with that after the poor qualifying, don't you?
Yeah, good recovery.
Just so,
P6, I was happy with that. So I mean, I was anyway kind of bad on this track, so I'm happy with P6. It could have been more, but happy for P6.
Yeah, so P6, that's it's just some damage control. Next week we have a sprint race in Italy. Is it Monza or Imola? I'm not sure actually.
I
Imola.
think it's Himalaya.
So you're looking forward to that first sprint race in SLR?
Yeah,
Question.
yeah. I most of the time I have a really good race pace, especially on Imola. Some weak parts of the track that I dislike, but most of it is fine. And I'll just do my best to stay out of trouble, stay consistent, and get no damage. And that's the best I can do. So yeah, looking forward to that.
Well, thanks for having you in the interview booth, and we hope to see you back next week. And have a good evening, and
Thank you,
good luck
boys.
next week.
You
Yep,
too. Thank you,
yep,
boys. Thank you, boys. Yeah.
yep, yep.
Well, we'll get our podium man in Tunari, and we will get
Yep.
Meepo in afterwards, I think, as well. But let's get Tunari in first. Tunari, welcome to the interview booth. You got P3, seemed pretty consistent all race and in qualifying. First to qualifying, you happy with what happened with your qualifying, or alright with your qualifying?
I mean, yeah, I was P2, so it can't be too bad. But yeah, I'm not happy with like a point 0.8, but you know, it's P2 again, so can't be like too sad with that. So I guess it's alright, yeah.
Yeah, so then on to the qualifying, the race. I think you started P2, so you had a pretty good start, if I remember correctly. You got into P1, right?
Yeah, I got to P1 of the start, but then Smelto and Delunkutus had a really good pace on the inters, and yeah, I just couldn't keep up with them, so then I was third at the end of that.
Yeah, but how was your setup? Did you just keep a bit more of a rain setup or a bit more of a dry setup to get a good qualifying, or was it pretty balanced between?
I kept it full dry because it was gonna dry up anyway, as it did, but it was kind of late, but you know, it's still like, you know, dried up. So yeah, I didn't change anything in the setup.
So at the end, P3, then you're happy with that? Maybe the top two drivers, Runkruz and Runkruz and Smelto, did more of a wet setup. I don't know, might be. So you're happy with P3 then in the end?
I mean, yeah, it's decent enough. Like, can't complain, I guess.
Well, oh, well, you stopped. Sorry, I thought it glitched by me, but thank you for your time.
Yeah.
Congrats on P3, and next week, thank you for your time. I wanted to ask you a question. You know, next week sprint race. Are you looking forward to that, Imola?
What sprint race is it?
We have, right?
Uh,
Sprint race in
where,
Imola
where?
and Belgium.
Oh yeah, we do, yeah. Um, I mean, Imola is a decent track, so should be quite good.
Yeah, well, we hope to see you back next week. Of course, I think you're still P1 in the standings. Should be. We're
Yeah,
still
yeah,
waiting
yeah.
FIA results, of course. But we hope to see you back next week in Imola, man. And I'm excited to see the sprint races because it's something new and people have to adapt and search what works best for them. Maybe some different strategies come out again then as well. So I'm looking forward to it. I hope you do as well. Thank you for your
Yep,
time. Congrats on your
yep. See you
podium, would
guys.
say.
Yep. Thank you. See you guys.
And bye bye. We get Meepo in as well because he is back in racing.
Yep.
Meepo, welcome back to
Oh,
racing. In tier two at
thank
least.
you.
A bit of a warm up today. How was your feeling overall racing again?
Definitely not funny with this grid. I'll just say awful racing out there. Literally no space anywhere. I couldn't do anything about it. That's like my main critique over here. But like, yeah. Also, you could blame me for not having proper start because of my fanatic. But yeah,
Well, yeah, because I can't remember exactly where you qualified, to be
before,
honest. Before,
before.
yeah, because you dropped at the start, then you fight your way back a bit to P12, I think. Then you dropped again for some reason, and then you fought your way back again and finished P10 at the end due to 12 seconds of time penalties, if I remember correctly, right?
I was P9 and 15 seconds of time penalties.
Oh, okay, my bad. But what happened with the incidents? Can you tell me a little bit more about it? Tell us.
The racing or my
At the
start
start,
or
because we missed out on your
Ah.
starting incident.
Okay, well, so basically I had to reset my Fanatec or like okay, well, reset because I had no FFP during qualifying. So when I rest my foot on the pedal, it straight up goes 100% throttle. So it was very hard to know where the limit on the throttle is. So I was basically full gas on the start and I couldn't do anything.
That's understandable, but that's why like somehow we saw you P17, but we didn't saw any yellow flags. So I thought, why's that? You know, but and that's why. And then you got back to. In the end, you're happy with the experience you've done. You're gonna race tomorrow in Tier 1? Question mark.
Yes.
And well, you're looking forward to racing again tomorrow in Tier 1 then.
Hopefully if the racing is better, yes.
Well, it should be definitely because from what I've seen, let's say from race 2 onwards, letting Melbourne away, just not think about that. We had some great races in Tier 1 from what I can remember. And next week we even have sprint race in Imola. You're looking forward to the sprint race.
I don't think I've ever done sprint races, but I'll see what you can do there. But yeah.
Yeah, so that's interesting. We'll see a lot of different strategies and people working out new things because it's new to everybody, right? The sprint race. So I'm looking forward to watch it at least because I'm not driving, so I don't have to struggle with all those strategies. I can just judge them from the sideline, luckily enough. But I hope to see
Yeah.
you tomorrow again in Tier 1, as I'm not gonna be able to watch it myself. But I hope to see you back more racing. I hope your wheel is kind of fixed, but it doesn't seem like from what I heard from you. But we hope to see you back
Yeah.
racing again, man. And have a great evening and good luck tomorrow then in Tier 1.
Thank you and goodbye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. So yeah, I
So
think
with
that's interviews done.
that is interviews done indeed. So we will end the stream. We had a great race, I would say, from some people. Were some incidents, unfortunately, but we're gonna have more racing tomorrow in Tier 1. Not with me, I think with Kebab and someone else who I'm not clear. I think of who it will be, but I think you will be racing as well tomorrow, right?
Me? No, probably not.
Oh,
Maybe
hmm.
as reserve tomorrow. It really depends.
Unfortunate. I thought you were
Yeah,
racing. My bad.
it
But definitely it should be. I love Mexico to watch, although it's better without rain because I love it with DRS
yes.
because of some short DRS. But we'll see tomorrow, and I hope to see you all back tomorrow as well for the race. And we will turn off the stream. So take care, everyone, and thank you for watching. And have a great evening. Bye bye.
Yep. Bye.